Hello, welcome to the Reframing Mindset podcast. We are clear my head of the thoughts that are preventing clarity and practice my speech, among other things. Episodes range from informative knowledge to funny stories about my experiences, and in the future, maybe include interviews. So subscribe and enjoy. Episodes drop every other day. Okay, and so welcome back to Reframe Mindset podcast. And this episode, I don't know, bro. Yeah, life can just throw some things in your way. You have to just after living through it, all you have to do is just look back and laugh. So basically, the story now is basically how a random bees. I swear to God. Like, gladly it was a bees and not a wasp, but even though it's a bee, you know, the story is still wild. And also, so to get into the story now, basically I'm trying to replace my phone because, my phone is not working. So I check a place where I can get a good price phone, and I was planning to go there. So boom, I'm in the bus now. When I'm in the bus, I'm basically at the window. So because I like to get the breeze. Yeah, the breeze. So the window is open. You know, yeah. So we're driving, and then I just feel this sting on my shoulder. I'm like, and what it seemed like to me was basically that maybe something from the breeze just kind of was, and maybe like somebody throw something outside and it kind of just and it stings. So I feel like something because of the pressure of the breeze kind of just blow it on me. So I was like, yeah. So I feel it. I feel the pain, but it wasn't that hard that it got to me that bad until basically I was just looking and seeing until after a while the pain isn't going away. Just basically just getting worse and worse. I'm like, what in the world is going on? And basically I look down and I look at the shirt. When I look, it was a bees. I was like, I almost screamed. Well, I never almost screamed, but basically, I was so shocked. I was just out here trying to get the beads out of my shirt. I was like, it's not coming out until then it dropped inside my shirt. So I was like, oh my God, I was like, I was shocked. I'm like, and the beads dropped in my shirt. So basically, the pain is there, and I still feel it until I touch like this side and I feel the sting, the stinger, or the part where the bees kind of sting, and I just pull it out of my shoulder, bro. But basically, the thing what I said was good thing it was the bees and not a wasp, but was because bees when they actually sting you, they die. So that was the good thing, because if it actually was a wasp, maybe it would sting me multiple times. Basically, when it dropped in my shirt and everything, and basically I would be filled with filled with all these bumps and such like that. You see me? But that bees really got me, bro. It really was a suicidal bee. Suicide. Basically, just blowing, and just like, oh yeah, my last ditch effort. Let me just sting whatever is there. But that was like a few days ago, and the worst of it is gone. I feel like a bump on my shoulder still, but the worst of it is gone, and like you know. And it's one of those, you know, it it makes me now kind of more paranoid again, taking the window seat. I was like, because something like this is not the normal occurrence. But now that it happened to me, now I have to like really think and said, damn, bro, you know, maybe it still won't change my mind about taking the window seat, but uh you know, these days have been some trials, some weird trials. That's all I can say. But we have lived through it, and now it's a good thing that I'm not allergic to bee sting and such like that. So that was a good thing. So we can actually laugh about it, and say, yeah, we press on, and I actually got the phone replaced. So that was good, you know. It was funny though. The place I was going, it had a general hospital. So basically, my mind was like, yo, I have to actually go check into this hospital to really see if if it's something bad. But I end up never really doing it because like I thought my I think I had some insect bite antiseptic at my home, which I didn't, but I was really going to really go and wait in line at the doctor for a bee sting, when basically I was going there for a phone. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to tough it out and, reach this. And no, the what I actually did was basically rub some alcohol on it. And now we're done, it's down, and we can just look back and laugh at it now, Yeah, man, so thanks for listening to this episode, and basically look forward for the next episode.
Well, this is the end of the episode. Thanks for watching and look forward for the next episode. To support this podcast, go to anchor.fm/cssb/support or become a sponsor for this episode. If you have a product that you want to have more exposure, DM me on the Instagram page, Reframing Mindset Podcast, or on Twitter at ReframingP. Either way would help. Thank you regardless for listening, and here's a preview for the next episode.
I realize maybe in these recording is that the crickets in the background, Yeah, the insect, the crickets, because I'm recording in the night. So if you hear that, just don't mind it, don't mind it. Come on, it's just crickets. So, or maybe it will be, speaking of the crickets, before I get into the story, there's a funny story regarding crickets, I guess maybe this episode will talk about that. We'll go into that as instead of the the episode I have planned. So yeah, so basically in regards to cricket, so basically, back in I used to play I love playing video games and things like that. So when I finished university and whatnot, and I went back home, I did to where I was originally from. And basically I had the PS4, so usually I play